It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No, we're gonna watch and listen.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition with Grizzly on the Hunt with Psychic Medium. I've got Brian. Derek Green is not feeling too good this evening, so he's got the night off. But we have everybody. Brian. Hello, Mort. Esberg, Lady Wolf. Hello, what's going on? Twister Witch, hey! Twister Witch, that last show, I'll tell you what, you know how hard it was to sit there, don't let the popo come out of me, and ask like a million questions. I felt sorry. I really do feel sorry for the family, right? You know, I done gave out the information to the panel, but you know, it's hard not to drill somebody and ask them 1,000 questions about everything. But it's heartbreaking to hear their story. Hello, Pamela Hawkins. Welcome to the show there. Welcome. So, very strange on that last show. And it was difficult because, you know, anytime that you're involving somebody on a case with family members, the first thing your instinct is to start asking a lot of questions. But you don't want to feel like you're trying to incriminate somebody because you're trying to help them, right? So, you know, it's hard when it's an open case, an ongoing case, ongoing investigation, whatnot. But the panel has got the information, ladies and gentlemen. They are already working on it. So Twisted Witch, yes, they've already released some information. I'm like, stop, do not tell me anymore. I do not want to be cross-contaminated. But welcome, Brian. Introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do.
I'm somebody.
Yeah, you are somebody, right?
Yeah, I'm Brian Whelan, and I'm from Canada. I'm a member of the Southwest Yorkshire Paranormal Team. I'm an empath medium. I'm also a paranormal researcher, and I absolutely love doing live streams with this lovely gentleman, Chris. As well as
that's right, man. We love to rock it out, ladies and gentlemen. We love to rock it out with you. But yeah, Standing Stones, welcome.
I really love doing it. So,
oh, you can keep talking. Music cut off here in a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, music. It's just a little clip.
Yeah, I like doing. I do my own live streams on Facebook. Using the Swift page. I do so with my boss, Derek Green. As Chris said, that he's feeling poorly. And that, well, him and I do a live stream every Wednesday. And the topic is anything spiritual, paranormal, or mediumship. But the one area that I really have a deep fascination for, and that is parapsychology. And I've been doing a lot of research into that, and I find it absolutely fascinating.
I was Standing Stones. Hello. What is what you just said? Parapsychology.
Parapsychology is basically scientists that they take science and try to explain phenomena that's deemed unknown. You know, like the one term that you used in your last live stream about touching photos and stuff like that. Okay, that's known as psychometry.
That is correct.
Okay, which is actually comes from two Latin words, with meaning spirit or soul and distance, and that and basically all what that is like I've used psychometry myself in the past, and see whatever item you get hold of, and that there's a certain amount of residual energy, personal energy on that item, like from the person that once owned it. And what I do is I link into that energy to get whatever information is on that item, whether it's a photo, jewelry, clothing, whatever. And that Derek does that a lot. I do that sometimes, and that like I've had to do so with my wife's jewelry that she got from her relatives. Well, I held some jewelry and told her how that relative got the jewelry, how often she wore it, and what she thought of it. And that even though it just come in bits and pieces and that, but that's basically what psychometry is linking into what I call residual energy, which is memory energy.
Well, that's pretty interesting because a lot of people don't understand that. And what's really interesting is that scientists says that they have proven that there is life after death. And it's like, really? So you finally came forward and admitted that there is something after our death. And it's like, where have y'all been all these millennia and thousands of years, right? So it's very interesting that they just now came forward and said that and announced that. I was reading the article on Psychology Today about that, and I was fascinated because, you know, anymore when it comes to people with abilities, no matter how they get their information, remote viewing, dowsing, psychic medium,
Yeah.
telekinesis, whatever, however, clairvoyant, whatever you want to say, right? Lady will call me anything you want. It's okay. As long as you call me not late for dinner, I'm okay with that, gentlemen.
I always say
But
that.
yeah, right. But the thing though is that everybody in society, in this world today, wants to put something or a label on something, and they want to put numerics, in a scientific factor behind it to make it proven to be a fact or reality, which in all circumstances and cases you are not able to do that. And that is the God particle, and people playing God and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so much things out there that we do not understand. And I still tell people on every show, there are things that walk upon this earth that people do not believe in that exist. And that is the truth, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, for
So,
sure.
there are people that doubt people that have abilities. And I always say to people, you know what? You have your doubts, but when you have your moments with these people that have gotten their abilities for near death experiences, traumatic events, skip generations, passed downs from generations, however they do get them from God or a higher power, however you want to label it or characterize it, that's fine. But you do have your fakes out there, absolutely.
Oh
And
yes.
there are a lot of them that want your money,
Yeah,
you
I deal with them
know.
almost every day.
So, and I had a conversation the other day with a lady, and she was telling me how much she doesn't believe in them, and I was like, you know what? Let's make a phone call, and we can change your outlook. And she was like, well, how can you change my outlook on how I feel about people with these so-called abilities?
Mm.
I was like, because you never came across the true ones that actually have the right one, the right abilities, that uses them properly and that doesn't fabricate things, and they will open up your eyes. And it never fails is that when they do have a conversation with them, I always tell them, don't say a word, just sit there and let them do all the talking.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people is like, well, they tell me stuff or I'll ask a question and they're wrong. Well, it's Brian, and you can contest to this. I can ask a question, but if you don't understand the question, are you going to answer it properly or correctly? So, and this is where we talk about working on cold cases, unsolved murder cases, and so forth. And we talked about this on other shows when it comes to people with abilities, psychic, clairvoyance, remote viewers, and so forth. Is that, people have to ask certain questions to get certain answers. Then they have to go back and ask those questions over a different way to validate the answers they got to make sure that their answers are correct or in the same fashion, the way that they want to be answered. So, if somebody asks a question, where is so and so, or what is so and so doing, it doesn't mean at that exact same moment in time, what is that person doing? That person may be at Kroger shopping, but in their mind, they may be thinking about their loved one. Does
Mm-hmm.
that mean they're crossed over? Absolutely not. So, and this is where, some of the methodical things that people do with abilities that are on this panel have pages of reports and analytical responses to these cases, because when they ask a certain question, they have to break it down. They have to go into each step. Okay. And I ask this question, then I have to ask this question to validate this answer. I have to ask this question to validate this answer. Now, this answer, I have to ask this answer in a form of a question to validate this to go to the next step. Because if you are trying to solve a criminal case, you have to have the prima facie evidence. That's the elements of the crime. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now there are, and I'm gonna get, and I should have done this on the last show, and I didn't because the law enforcement side wanted to come out. But you have confessions and you have admissions. Now there are two different things, ladies and gentlemen. A confession and admission. A lot of people don't know the difference, and you see this a lot in movies. Okay, in an admission, Kelly. Hello, Kelly. Welcome to the show from
Yeah. Hello,
UK.
Kelly.
So Kelly is sitting here telling me, Grizzly, I did it. Well, in most people's eyes, she is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt because she just confessed. No, she didn't. She admitted to doing something.
Uh-oh.
That is an admission. A confession is when Kelly says, Grizzly, I couldn't sleep that night. My neighbor would not quit playing his loud music. For months, it drove me nuts. Hello, Denise. I was not getting any sleep. I had some drinks to try to get me to go to sleep. The music was getting loud and louder. I lost my mind. I went next door and I used whatever object, hammer, 2x4, whatever, and I knocked him out and I killed him. And this is how I did it. This is how I got into the house. That is a confession. That is the prima facie evidence. That is the elements of the crime, ladies and gentlemen. That is the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody could admit to anything, but what we look for is a confession. And that's what I say in French, confession, like
Yeah.
Triscuions,
I've
right?
heard that before.
Right. So, yeah. But, a lot of people don't understand that. And, yeah, come on my shows and challenge anybody that I bring on and challenge any of the people with abilities that says psychic medium, cleric. I mean, do what you want, because you're not making an ass out of them. You're making an ass out of yourself because the questions that you're actually asking are the improper questions to get what you really want to know. and try to disprove that the credibility of somebody is a false person. Now, Grizzly vets people. Okay. Now, there's a vetting process. Grizzly just don't bring people, well, I got abilities, Grizzly, and I want to be honest. That's not how things work.
No.
You know, there's things that you have to prove to me to show, and you have to have history. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Twisted Witch, and Twisted can tell you this. Yes, Twisted, my doll has moved. I'm getting ready to get the tape gun out and tape everything to them all. So yes. Well, I had to tape the cat balls to my mic stands and stuff so they don't get tossed and hit me in the head or my nards and stuff. So yes. I know, right? So I try not to look at them. I'm thinking about moving them. But anyway, but you know, and that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, you know, palm readers, whatever. Yeah, there is a science to that. There is mythology to that. There are books you can read, learn how to do that. There are people out there that claim that they can take an average person and turn them into a psychic medium or to a psychic. Is that possible? Yes, that can. Does everybody have that ability? Yes, that it can be unlocked. But my thing is that why pay somebody to try to teach you that? Because to me, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, but to me, it's instigating that they want to take money from somebody, right? Now, somebody said the other day during the show, well, you know what? And I'm going to use Crazy Witch. Well, I did a reading and I didn't like the reading. Well, I asked for a refund. Well, let me tell you something. If I was a person that was given a reading and you didn't get what you wanted, it is not my fault because I would disclose to you up front, just like I do on the other shows. If Brian is trying to give you a reading and you want to talk to your grandma or your great grandmother, and you got your loudmouth great uncle in the background that's jumping up and down and screaming bloody murder, guess who's coming to the front of the line? And sometimes your great grandmother is not there to be talked to, and he may have to talk to his spirit guides and say, hey, go out there and find great grandmother Susan and tell her I'm looking for her.
Exactly.
That's how things work, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I tell you this. Hello, lovelies. Robin, welcome to the show. I tell people this because I want people to understand how psychics and people with abilities work. I did my research. I did my investigation. I used my law enforcement background and went through and studied what makes these people tick, how they got their abilities, why they have their abilities, and what did they do with their abilities and how they were when they were going throughout life. And I'm talking from an early childhood to their adulthood. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, 97% of these people with abilities are effed up in the head because of the way they were treated, because they were, punked out, mistreated, bullied. They were different. They didn't fit in. They didn't understand why they did things that other people did not see or hear. They were medicated. They were treated like they were crazy. They saw things, they hear things. They didn't understand why you didn't do the same thing. Hello, Tracy Inman. Welcome to the show. Paralink.com. So, yes. But, and this is what I'm trying to explain to people. And they got this fascination that people like Brian, Derek, the people that I had that work for the U.S. government, that just like la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, you can just not, they really endured horrible lives. And like the last Lala we had on the show with Barb Hartman opened the door, I expanded on her, and I didn't mean to give a reading on her in front of people because that is a no-no in the psychic world. You do not give readings unless you ask permission. And I felt bad because I know I felt her struggles throughout life. And she validated everything and she still has problems to this day fitting in because she doesn't understand, because the things that are opening up to her is still new, and her horizon has broadened and has expanded, and it's gotten so powerful so fast, it scares the hell out of her. And people don't understand that. What they see, ladies and gentlemen, is the stuff they see on TV where they're walking around and like and has a and that'd be $250. Well, okay. You know, and the reasons why some people only do that for a living, ladies and gentlemen, because A, they don't know how to turn it off, number one, and number two, it screws them up being out in public because they have all that energy from other people and they feel it. And like Lala said, I can walk by people and I know when you are a creepy person and you do things to children. Now, if I had that ability, I'd probably be in jail, ladies and gentlemen, because I wouldn't probably control myself walking by and looking at somebody and seeing what they do to people or children, or how they treat their spouses, or what they've done, or who they murdered and got away with 20 years ago. I mean, I couldn't deal with that. Then they want to know why people's on medication and people think they're nuts and crazy and they don't fit in with the society. Now, I'm not trying to take the show away from Brian. I'm trying to educate people, because people like Brian don't have the opportunity to tell them, the world, the crap they go through their whole life to get to where they're at. They don't live a normal life, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, and I'll look straight at the camera and tell you they don't. In my book, whenever I get it finished, will explain that. Because my intent when I went out a year and a half ago or whenever to start this journey was to expose these fakes with abilities. Instead, I went on a spiritual journey and realized the sorrow, the dread, the stuff that they held in, and how many people committed suicide because of the things they didn't understand, because the families, friends, or whatever called them, "You're crazy. Something's wrong with you. You're weird." You know, and everybody that I ever talked to has been bullied in some sort of fashion. Now, if that was your child today and they came home from school and you were told that they were bullied, you think you're going to sit on your tarsh and not go up to school and take care of things? No, because let me tell you what happens, ladies and gentlemen. I would get the phone call to go out to your house and take a police report and turn around and go to the school and deal with it the next morning to make sure that no school shootings would happen or somebody didn't get whacked. So, you know, we got to look at ourselves in the mirror and stop treating people with disrespect. Just because they don't fit in doesn't mean that they're a bad person. People are different, ladies and gentlemen. We're human beings. We got to respect people. If you don't like somebody, then that's fine. And I tell people on Facebook, scroll it, pass it, move forward. Don't hit that emoji. Don't hit that LOL. You're ignorant, you dumb son of a whatever. Let it go. Because let me tell you something. People that have experiences or abilities or seen stuff has messed them up from life. And I can tell you for a fact, it's undocumented how many people have committed suicide and ended their lives because of people's comments and how people have treated people because of their indifferences. And, oh, they didn't see what they thought they saw, or there was no way they saw that. They must have been high. They must have been on drugs. Or they were drinking. Well, you know what? I'm surprised. My psychiatrist told me years ago, I don't see why and how you're not an alcoholic. Yes. I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to get on a tangent there, but, you know, I'm tired of people telling Well, and I'm tired of people making fun of people and telling people they're not who they are and who they are not. If you don't agree with it, I don't care. That's fine. That's your opinion. Because let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I had somebody that doubted somebody. And man, when I used to see orbs, I got so upset and mad. And hatred was in me. I went inside this person and I pulled out their darkest secrets that they were doing behind their spouse's back. And that person then became a believer, and we don't talk to this day. Robin, yes, took me about 54 to finally understand what was going on. I had things happen all my life. Luckily, I had people witness things around me, and I couldn't talk about it. Parents, when I was young, as that was be one-way ticket to the psychiatrist's office. You're right. Pamela Hockett, you can't please everybody. You're right. You can't. And that's sad. Crazy wits, 100%. Yes, exactly, Rob. Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to be on a tangent or anything, everybody. He's Lady Wolf and Twisted Witch. You're absolutely right in the money, Grizzly. I've gone that way all my life because what I can do. I relate. I may not agree on some things in life, what people do, but you know what? I don't have to answer to them. I don't have to answer to what you all want to call their sins, whatever you want to label it. So that's fine. So I'm sorry, Mr. Brian. I did not
No,
mean to take that up, but
I'm glad.
I just
It
felt
needed to be
that
said.
had to be said. Yes, I really
Exactly.
do.
And then,
Standing stones. It happens for sure that it is case in mass that she told her boyfriend to kill himself, and they put a hose and exhaust in the car window and started the car in the garage. Yes.
oh yeah,
Mary Sandra, inbox me now. Would I need to inbox you now? So I must have missed something, or I skipped the but I mean, it's just being honest, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
And if I'm running off the channel because what I said, then I'm sorry.
Hey,
Just
nothing to
be,
be sorry
be
for.
just be nice to people.
Exactly.
If you don't agree, just smile and shake your head and like interesting. And think what you want. But let me tell you something. You may think what you want, but they can still hear you.
Yeah.
So, how are you doing, Brian?
I'm doing really good in that. And I have noticed at times, some people have called Derek a fake. They called me a fake. And I said to them, I'll tell you what. If you think we're fake, okay, and we don't know you from Adam, and that I said, why don't we do a video call, and we give you a direct reading. You don't tell us anything. You don't say anything while we're doing the video call, and we'll tell you stuff that only you would know. And at the end, make up your own mind as to whether we're fake or not. And it's not hard reading. It's not cold reading, and that. And did we look at your profile? No, because you just messaged us saying that we're fake, so we don't know you, and that says there's no contamination. And at the end of the reading, say whether we're fake or not. But the chances are spiritually, and that it's going to open up your eyes.
It will. It really does. Now, Stingray, let me explain something to you. I like you a lot. I'm not going to BS you at all. But let me tell you something how I operate. If you don't know who Columbo is, that's me. I'll play as dumb as a rock. I'll give you enough rope to hang yourself. I love debates. I love conversations. If I'm wrong, I will tell you I'm wrong. If I don't know, I will tell you I don't know. Now, I've seen and heard some pretty far outstretched things in my life, but it is what it is. Lady Wolf, I agree with you. Be kind. Be like Graham used to say. If you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say it at all.
Exactly. I agree. And
that's how I was raised, Lady Wolf.
Yeah.
You have an orb in your studio, Grizzly. So now that's either two things. Brian. Now, do not look at the comments. Well, I'm going to type in who I think it is, and I want you to tell me who that orb you think it is floating around.
Well, the sound I'm getting is giggling. I'm getting giggling. So I'd say it's a little girl because she's so impatient. She's trying to say, "Come on, let's play, let's play, let's play." And my guy's telling her, "Calm down." And
He could not see that comment.
No.
So,
no,
Stingray,
the older lady, she just watching, finding it amusing. But the little girl, she's really, the only way I can put her is at times she can be a little high strung.
Yeah, she gets me worked up. Yeah, I know. That's why I think she's the one that throws them at me. That and Jackie.
She is.
Yeah.
You see, it reminds her of a little ball that she had when she was on the airplane. And she had a little ball that bounced around.
That reminds
you of her.
So no, Stingray. No, you didn't do anything, man. I like you. You know, you make me laugh. But it's just people need to understand things, and we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna talk about some interesting things. Stand by. All right, welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Grizzly on the Hunt. I got Brian from Canada, psychic. Derek Green is not feeling good, ladies and gentlemen. So, Stingray, no, man, you're fine. You're not irritating people. No, you're fine, man. You're not irritating anybody, man.
What is he irritating? Try me first thing in the morning.
Man, I can get up first thing in the morning. I can take off, and I don't have to drink coffee. So, Standing Stone says, "Stingray, you're kind of cool, dude." He is, man. I don't have any qualms with anybody. I only kicked one person in my lifetime out of my studio, and that was the other night when they were saying nasty comments about certain things that should not be populated in the comment section, because you don't know when kids are going to be watching this YouTube channel, even though it's not rated for children. I mean, you just don't make certain comments.
Yeah.
Now, there are platforms for that if you want to make comments and whatever, but, be professional. And sometimes we do get up in the ditch, and how beautiful, but we try to keep it professional. But yeah. But no, and it's just amazing because it's sad what people go through in life, and I thought about this doing the last show, and I picked up on things, and it's hard not to drill people. And Kelly, yeah, right, and Lady Wolf, I knew Lady Wolf was gonna end up laughing crazy. I knew Crazy Witch was gonna be laughing too, because
what the hell's going on over there?
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I did that on another show, and they freaked out. They were like, "What in the world was that?" It wasn't my show. I did that, And then I changed it to a baby, and I got laughing so hard because they were laughing, and the baby sounded like a dang on demon, and it scared them, and I couldn't turn it off. It got stuck, and they're like, "Stop it!" So yes, but I mean, it did. It sounded like an evil baby laughing. So, but
man.
yeah, it was people from over in UK. I ain't gonna mention who it was. And I didn't know, Brian, that they were talking to me because I couldn't understand them because their accent was so strong.
Oh, yeah.
So I would just sit there and wave when people would come on the show and they were talking to me. And I would say, hey.
Catch the
And
wave.
and they were just staring at me. And I was like, damn, and my computer keeps freezing. I keep looking at everything. I'm like, something's not right. My internet shows it's perfect. And I keep freezing up. And one of the American girls were like, hey, Grizzly, they're talking to you. And I was like, what? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And the girl asked me a question. I'm like, yeah, I agree. And everybody lost it. And they're like, you have no idea what we're saying, do we? Do you? I'm like, no, I don't.
Don't worry about Stan.
No, you're good. You're good, Stan.
You're amazing.
I try to be. Everybody's amazing. So yeah. So Kelly Elliott, you're from Cambridge in UK. So man, I mean, these people sound like the Vikings, but worse. And then we started talking. So I couldn't understand what and I was just waving, smiling when people came on the show, and they were just talking to me. Hello, Lauren. Welcome to the show. So yeah, it was funny, Kelly. It really was. It was embarrassing. They did invite me back, which I was surprised. Everybody was like, "Are you okay? Are you mad at us?" after the show, and I was like, "No, I'm good." So now, everybody always talks about reincarnation. Now, we know religion, and we know certain religions talk about how inappropriate reincarnation is. But how do people come back like they do in life in different, how would you say it, lives?
Yeah, and that's well, actually, you could be reincarnated multiple times, and that, like you see the life we're in now, both Grizzly and I, the life we're in right now, okay, and that is all part of a spiritual, what I call a spiritual agenda, okay, and when we pass from this body to the heavenly lights, okay, we're up there for a period, and then we are sent back down, and then back down here to a new life, reincarnated, and that as a boy, girl, whichever, and that to become a baby or what have you, and that can be done multiple times, and I'll give one example of what I find the most fascinating type of reincarnation, and that is, I'll give one good example right now, and that my boss Derek Green, okay, is he said that in this life he's the medium, his guide is the guide, but in the next life his guide will be the medium and Derek will be the guide. So they change, they alternate. So I feel that when I leave this physical, I'll be the guide, and Stanley, my guide, he will be down here once again. It's all part of the spiritual agenda. And by the way, I wanted to just quickly add, when it comes to our spiritual guides, guardian angels, whatever, and that they choose us as to what we do long before we are born, and even our guides know what we're going to do before we're born. So when we are born down here on the earth plane, and that they know, okay, here's Brian, okay, this is what he's going to do. Hopefully he'll stay on the path, on the correct path, the correct spiritual path, and luckily I stayed on that spiritual path, and that's when I was introduced to my guide a few years back, and he's okay. Here is your journey, okay. And at the time I didn't know what my journey was going to be. Well, according to my spiritual agenda, and that I was to be doing like this live stream with you beautiful people, and that as well as doing meetings and doing tutorials on different spiritual matters, and that this is what I'm meant to do, and my guide makes sure that I do it properly but sincerely, and that so yeah. So reincarnation, a lot of it depends on what religion you follow as to whether or not you believe in reincarnation or not. Some religions are very strong about it. Other religions don't believe it at all. They think it's wrong. I say instead of looking at it in the physical sense, think of more of it in the spiritual sense. Why we come back, and all that, and all that kind of stuff. There's got to be a purpose as to why we keep reincarnating, because some people can have multiple past lives as all part of reincarnation. Like myself, I've got a couple. I even told by one psychic that I go back to the ancient times of ancient Egypt. And
Wow.
And now I would throw something one liner like back in ancient Egypt. Well, I can dig that.
Wow. Now Kelly Elliott says, I lost one of my birds last week, and all of a sudden my nose starts itching. What did that mean?
That's spirit. See, when it comes to Kelly, and that because she's so open spiritually, that it likes to tickle the tip of her nose, and that, or sometimes it can brush your legs or something like that. And it's areas where they know that she'll react the quickest. And that one thing people have actually said, now this people have asked me this before in the past, and that now one person actually said, I can't remember where it was, it could have been on Facebook, that they said, oh, animals don't have they don't have a spirit. Once they die, they're getting they cease to exist. I said, guess what? I said, God created man. He created not just man, but God created all living things. That
Seen and unseen. That is in the book of Genesis, ladies and gentlemen. Fact check me on that.
Yep.
Yes.
And there's documented proof. I've even seen videos of spirit cats, spirit dogs, and I kid you not, spirit horses. But no, I've never seen a spirit cow. But I've seen spirit dogs, cats, and yes, who mentioned about the bird, and that spirit birds actually have a kind of a almost like a higher level of standing in the world of spirit, because not only they come back in spirit, but also they're also symbolic.
Yes, they are.
When you see it's usually a white dove, and they fly away. Okay, that's a symbol that that person's spirit has been released. Is heading up to the heavenly lights. Okay, that's always symbolic of release, peace.
So Lauren says, my uncle passed away a couple of days ago. I'm sorry for your loss. I hate to hear that. That's very sad.
Oh, yes, your loss.
And I hate to hear that. And if he would come back, and if he does, what would you think he would come back as?
It would depend on his spiritual agenda, but I think he might come in. If he was to reincarnate, he could come back as a female. It depends on their spiritual agenda as to what what form they come down, was a man or a woman. And it's hard to say as to what their spiritual agenda says, but it can either be a man or a woman, and that. But
so Lauren, and the reason why I'm reading this out, ladies and gentlemen, is we have a lot of audio platforms for in the morning when I upload this. Lauren asked or says, I was told by a medium I live in the Victorian area, and my husband was a horse trainer. The funny thing about that is my dad used to train wild horses as a young man. So what's very interesting, Lauren, is that hopefully I'm saying your name correct, because you got that little thing above your E. Uh, I'm terrible with pronunciations because my accent
Oh my.
is that there is a correlation. Like the girl that I'm talking to and with right now, we used to be a king and queen in a past life, and we have been validated by many different people with abilities that don't know each other with the same story. So I can say that that is absolutely true. And I've been validated with other psychics on shows live about some of my past experiences. And usually I don't let anybody talk about my personal stuff on the air. But
Mhm.
anymore, if y'all want to know, I'm down with it. I just let them do it. I will
Yeah.
open myself up. Animals do wait for you on the other side.
Oh,
I have
definitely.
actually interviewed people that only deal with animals when it comes to pet psychics, if you want to call them that.
Yeah.
And they will find out what is wrong with your animals, why they are sick, why they are acting the way they are, and they actually can talk and communicate with them.
Oh yeah.
Sonia is one of them. She knows what her animals are saying. Uh, Back in the day, I think there was a girl that they used to call the horse whisperer. Remember that? I think in America they had a show where she would deal with horses and she would go to farms and figure out what was going on. Yes,
Okay.
Lauren.
Okay. I think I know the one you mean.
Yeah, remember they had her own show. Lauren, yes, I knew you was an intuitive empath, and I should have threw that out earlier. I picked that up the first time you came on the show. Kelly, I called my house to go to a hotel. Yeah, you got to come and hang out in my studio with me.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment, Kelly. Uh, uh, Twisted Witch, I love to know my past lives or experience. Well, there you go, Brian. Twisted Witch is asking you a question.
I would like to know your past life and experiences. Well, right now I'm asking my guy to get some information. That now I do that. The only past life that I'm being made aware of right now, and that um, is this is taking me back to the early 1600s, and that and uh, I know they used to have a lot of trials for witches back then, and so a lot of them were executed in that. But I feel that you were told, I feel that you were told back then that don't don't worry about what's going to happen to you now. That you're going to be coming back in the next life, and and when you do, and that you'll be uh, can you say that again? Catch that. You'll be continuing your journey. Is what he's telling me. So basically, what happened to you in the past, now that they're back here on the Earth plane, you can continue your work of what you couldn't do back then. You can continue doing your work now, and one of your colleagues, one of your fellow witches, I want to call it, one of your colleagues, and that um, might end up being your guide. Now, this I'm not sure on, but it's just a feeling right now. So I would say, can can keep working at your work, keep doing the good work plan to this witch, and that because of the things that you wanted to do back then, and that you can continue doing. Oh, and also, um, and people are going to notice you more because you're going to be shining a very bright light. I feel, and I'm not sure if you know it or not, but in the spirit world, you're a real light beacon, and people will either see that or feel that. Okay, so that's the only link that I was given. Sorry to say. Um,
Now, Twist of Wits, explain to him because he doesn't know you. So
I
I
have no
do.
idea.
So, Lady Wolf, thank you. Yes, the horse whisperer. Yeah, and I'll explain that in a minute, Lady Wolf. Me too, Pamela. Pamela, actually, talk to your dad. I want both of y'all back on my show. I talked about your dad the other day, so I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Lauren, I remember one time my sister was in the hospital and really sick. So here's the deal with that. When you have the intuitive abilities that you have, especially when it comes to people that you are connected with, whether it is spiritual, whether it's vibrational, you can call it love. And when I say love, I'm not talking lust. I'm talking actually true love, as in a family member, as a loved one, not as a spouse or husband and wife or partner. I would tell you the difference, that you can actually feel pain and the sickness and stuff. A lot of people, and Brian can explain this on himself, that a lot of people that have these abilities, when they go to do readings, especially when people that have crossed over, can feel what they have crossed over from, whether it was from a heart attack, a stroke, problems breathing, if they had lung cancer, smoke inhalation. Now that has scared me and turned me away from doing certain things with abilities, because it's to me it's freaky. Okay, because if you never experienced stuff like that before, it scares me. And
Yeah.
Sonny would tell you, don't be scared, either get on the horse and ride or get off.
Yeah.
And everybody's right about it. Twister Witch, heck yeah, I'm totally happy with that. Stingray, my life's basically a tragedy, a comedy, and an adventure. Can you tell me anything about my journey?
Think about
So, can I have a crack at him? Now, I don't know
yeah,
him personally.
yeah.
So,
Yes,
Stingray,
please,
what I picked
please.
up on you from day one, you are a type of person that goes through life that it is what it is. I am who I am. And if you don't like it, then there's the door. Okay. You don't care what people think about you. Sometimes you're hard on yourself and you think too much about certain topics, which I'm not going to air. Okay. Now, you got a good sense of humor, but sometimes that humor is the only thing that saves you from some of the deep depression that you go through at times throughout life, because some of the tragedies that happen at an early age. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
And now, if that resonates with you, let me know if I'm right or wrong. I'm not going to say anything else. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I'd like to add that when it comes to your journey, and that I feel at times you're hesitant about your journey because you're not sure if you're worthy enough, if you're good enough, you're smart enough, whatever, and that I think when it comes to your journey, and that to hack what other people say about the real you, and that you know your strengths, you know your abilities, you know your um, you know mindset. You're an incredibly intelligent person, and that sure you got a sense of humor, which you know I know lots of people they use a sense of humor too much, but in your case, it's a kind of a it's either use that sense of humor or go into a deep slum. Use your sense of humor instead. Well, using that sense of humor and your drive and determination, that journey, I'd say go for it. And one tip, and that don't look back. You've got some exciting stuff coming up. At least that's
Welcome,
my gut
Aaron
telling me.
Round, to the show. Welcome, Aaron. So it's interesting. So Lauren, when spirits are attracted to you, they know that you have abilities and that you're intuitive. They also indicates that you have opportunities to speak with them that you probably don't know about, that you can open it up, but you just got to learn how to do that. And I don't know why I'm doing this and not Brian, because I usually don't do this on any of my shows. So don't ask me why I'm doing it. I feel awkward doing this, but
Go ahead, you're
uh,
tempted.
but I'm just letting you know. It's just coming out. I'm not making this crap up. This is what I'm seeing. But you do have the opportunity to speak with people that's crossed over, and these people know that, and they're coming to you because they want them to tell you. They want their story to be told, and they want you to make contact with their loved ones. So one of the things I recommend is that we have people on my panel I don't mind hooking you up with that can speak with you. They don't charge. Okay. So don't even think about none of that. That can work with you and see where you're at spiritually and where you're at with your uh I don't want to call it talent, but where you're at with your abilities and where you need to be tweaked and what they recommend for you to do to open those doors up if you want to. Now, I'm not trying to scare you because it scares me. There's some things I don't want to learn because I just don't want to walk around and like see dead people and just like talk to them all the time. But you know, they say once you learn how to do that, you can turn it on and off and tell them to go away. Not tonight, not now, not it's not the time, and they will listen to you. So, Lady Wolf, Grizzly, I'll take you and Brian, and I'm open and I'm game.
Okay. Oh, and Loren, just quick,
Lady Wolf,
just
only
want to
thing I
add.
know is the first time I met you, you're a very intriguing person. You hold a lot of information back. You're not an open book yourself. You hold a lot of information inside yourself. You're very guarded. You have a lot of trust issues. I
Oh
don't know
yes.
what's happened in your past, but it has caused a lot of problems for the future, and it still has caused new problems. I don't know what you have seen or what have you crossed in this world, whether it's on the supernatural side or the regular uh, plain side, where I called walking among humans. But there are a lot of things that you are questioning yourself and the world on. You have a lot of doubts about a lot of things when it comes to. I don't know why I see an older older male just came through. I don't understand, Brian. You're gonna have to take this. Uh,
Unfortunately, I've got a link with Loren.
I don't know. A male just came through, and he's saying something about what is Lady Wolf? What's this box about? Does this resonate with you? This older male, 5'8", 5'9", something about a box.
Unfortunately, I think I think we got a cross link.
Is this what's going on? This is why I don't do this. This is why I keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I
And
know. See, I've got a with the Lorraine, the with the name with the thing above her E, and that.
both says Lady Wolf says both. But
Okay.
Lady Wolf, what are you? Is something involved a box with you? Is there a box or something? I don't know. This guy just came out of nowhere, and it was weird.
Yeah, I've
He
got an
stood
older lady with me.
in the house. Ron Parrish is, hey Ron, welcome to the house. I never meant to make anyone in man. Right, Stingray, man, you're not making any man mad. Lady Wolf, what's this about a box? Am I like on you, or is this like way off topic? If it's personal, just say personal, and we'll leave it. We'll let it go. My name is right in French. A box. My uncle would be an older male. Yeah, it's a box. It's a he's holding a box. What does the box represent? There's something in the box. English way is Lauren.
No,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have a box in your possession or something? Someone is supposed to come and change a cable box. Oh, if that's the case, take your valuables and remove them. That's what that's probably indicating. And keep an eye on whoever's coming over. Okay, now that makes
Yeah.
sense to me.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
So just be careful. I'm not saying anything bad's gonna happen. I'm just saying temptation can be the ruination of men.
Yeah.
Or not men,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But
Protect your investment.
yes. Okay.
And that, now,
Okay. Lady Wolf said he would lecture me about that. Okay. Well,
okay.
he just wanted to come through. I mean, he was very powerful coming through. So it was very strange because they came out of nowhere and was showing me
Yeah.
a box. So that was strange. Being safe. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Sean, welcome back. Glad to have you. Brian, you're going to have to take over because that I feel strange doing this. You're supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be doing
By
this.
the way,
Not me.
Grizzly, in the spirit world, you are a very bright light, and people are attracted to that. And that,
Look what she just said. It just hit me. I didn't want the cable guy in my bedroom. See, I didn't know it was a bedroom. So that's why he was trying to tell you about. So that would make sense about the valuables and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. So you got a spiritual security guard.
So
Lorraine, when it comes to you and that, I feel that like when I saw your photo, like I don't know you at all, as you know, and that but I saw you and that you had the most incredible aura. Okay, and the two colors that I found was the strongest was your being sensitive to other people. Your sensitivity is absolutely beautiful, but also I feel that you also have a healing color as well. I see blue is a healing color, and that so people are attracted to you, and that because they feel your compassion. Okay, but because you're a little not sure, you're kind of I don't know if I should do that. I don't understand it enough. I would say learn more about your abilities. They say you're already an empath, okay, and that which means that you're feeling other people's emotions and their intentions, and that, but uh, whenever you feel someone around, you feel their anxiety or whatever, okay, and that in the spirit world, you're an incredibly bright light, okay, and this lady that came forward, and that it's that's burgers. I got a memory like a sieve.
Great, Mort.
The rain, and that that the lady that's coming from the world of spirit, and that now I don't know if she's your grandmother or great grandmother, but I find that she's very I don't know, she's very calming, but very encouraging at the same time. She's as if to say, "Come on, Rick, come on." You know, you have you have so many great things. You have so many great things. You know, that don't sit around. You know, there's people out there that need your help. If you don't understand, learn, and that there's people out there to show you, and that this lady might this might end up being, and I'm not sure of this, I'm just a feeling, but I feel this might be your spiritual guide, and that's the reason why she's encouraging you, and that. So I say, yeah, they're in the heavenly realms exactly, and that because one of them has been given them the task, and that's the term I use, the task to become your guide, and that they have that responsibility to guide you through your spiritual path. The one thing I would strongly recommend, I recommend this to so many people, and that I strongly recommend for you to do meditation. Okay, full meditation where you can actually connect with your spirit guide and ask them for their advice, asking them for their strength, and that I know I do that with my guide, and that, and but taking at least I'd say maybe at least a half an hour to an hour every morning to not only meditate but also ground yourself too. Because if I find that you ground yourself and that you got so much strength ahead of you, and that to do your spiritual work, so I think she just giving you kind of kind of like a loving nudge. I think, oh, come on, you're like you're doing okay.
Yeah, but the thing though is, ladies and gentlemen, is you know it. I have a lot of doubts, and I don't. I be honest. I don't like to be wrong, and when I am wrong
I
about
admit
things
it.
in life, you know, when I love law, and that's why I was good with being in law enforcement because I studied law. I was not an attorney, but you know, I always told people with jobs, if you want to succeed in your job, learn the SOPs, your standard operating procedures, and learn your HR policies and so forth. That way, nobody can ever do you any wrong. You know how to fight things if somebody does do you wrong, right? So use that against something's moving my mouse right now. That was ironic. I see my mouse pointer moving, and I'm not. My both hands are right here. My mouse is over here, but I don't. I love to promote other people. That's why I have all these different shows. I don't promote myself. I'm not. I'm not one of those ego guys that look at me,
Same here.
we. But uh, people are pushing me to do things and just go ahead and just say what comes to mind. And sometimes Stingray, it just comes out, and I don't even realize what I'm doing until halfway into the conversation. And it's like, I can't believe I'm saying this to you because number one, you really the golden rule I was taught: you should never actually go into somebody's head or do a reading unless you ask permission, right? And so, and that is the proper way and the professional way to do things.
Exactly.
And but for me, it's weird because I'll be talking to somebody, and just like Lady Wolf, her uncle, which I didn't know who it was, just came out of nowhere holding this box and was like, "You need to tell her about this box and let her know," which didn't make any sense to me. Now, when things come to me, or whatever comes to me, when it comes to, I'm trying to explain how to figure this out being new and try understanding. So, when your uncle came to me, which I didn't know who it was, he didn't say, "I'm Lady Wolf's uncle. My name's so and so." Okay. And he didn't say that a cable man's coming tomorrow and going to be installing a cable box. So what he was trying to explain to me was something that I would know to tell you, that would resonate with you, to have you to understand what the meaning is, but not me. It's not like he's saying, "Grizzly, tell her, the guy that's coming to install the cable box tomorrow, don't leave anything out because temptation may be there and something may end up disappearing." That's not how things work. You have to take the information that is given to whoever is doing the
Show up my
reading,
profile.
and you have to analyze it yourself and figure it out, because the images that I'm given does not make sense. They're trying to have me to understand things to relay the information to you. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that helps or not, Lady Wolf, but thank you, Stingray. I
On
appreciate hitting the like
Lorraine.
button.
If one of the call me tomorrow or message me tomorrow, here's my that's my profile on Facebook. Okay, you want to message me tomorrow about that. But there's one thing I gotta ask you right now, because can you relate to a horse or horses? Because I keep hearing a horse in my head. Now I know it's not my guy because he can control that, but I keep getting a horse whinnying in my head. And I'm not sure if that's you or not. If you have someone in your past linked to horses or to horsing or to anything that has to do with horses.
Oh, I see, Lady Wolf. I see.
Why do you have so many headaches? Oh, you love horses? Uh, my father-in-law, who's my guide, and that was a horse trainer. Okay, thanks. I thought he was a breeder, a horse trainer. So he taught me a lot about horses. You love horses? Okay, I wasn't sure if it was you or Lorraine, but yeah, I kept getting the noise of hearing in my yeah. Haze can either be the way someone may have passed due to something with the head, or on the scientific side, it could be sinus. Yeah, find out
Brian,
more about that, Lorraine.
Brian, can you see if my back procedure I had earlier today would work for my degenerative disc disease? Now, what I picked up, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. I think it's going. I don't know what procedure you had done. I don't think it's not going to hurt. I think it's going to ease some. I think you got a long road ahead of you. I think there's going to be many treatments that you're going to have to go through. Unfortunately, I'm not a doctor. I don't
Neither am
portray to
I,
be one. That is something terrible to go through because I have it because of the weight of the duty belt and stuff, and probably being
oh,
overweight.
okay. Yeah.
So, but
So let's
yes,
link to Lorraine. Okay.
this is what happens when you get two people with abilities in the damn same room together, and you get all these
It
damn
pops up
things
that.
flying
Uh,
around, and you
but
get
here's
all this
one message,
energy
man.
because
It could
so
be gradual, okay? There will be a recovery, but it won't be overnight. Okay, it's gonna be gradual. Okay, but you will have to do all what your the specialists tell you to do.
oh wow,
Yeah, because
Lady Wolf,
I've been
yeah.
experiencing the same. Yeah, if you don't feel in messaging me, that's fine. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But if you do, it's up to you. But it's gradual. But like you know how it's painful that when you get procedures and it hurts like crap, but over time it gets easier and easier. I feel that.
Lady Wolf's laughing. Lauren, I had 6 nerves in my back burnt to kill to stop the connection between my back and my brain. Wow. So that is
She's
one heck of a
lucky.
procedure.
She's lucky it
So,
didn't get worse.
I
That's a
wish they
dangerous
would do something for me. Now, when they I that just that I just can't even fan that. When they thought I broke my back in 2019, that's when they found my cancer and my kidney cancer, and they want to operate on me. Now they don't want to operate on me because I'm too young because of the uh, what do you call it? The the risk to reward is not there because of my age. I'm too young
hmm
because of the chances of me being paralyzed.
Oh
But
yeah,
they
yeah,
want to
yeah.
go from the front instead of from the back. They want to take my
Ooh.
organs and put them on the table and operate that way. And I'm like, why would in the world you have to tell me that? Don't ever tell somebody that. That really makes me want to feel real comfortable having an operation. And then you get second and third opinions. You're like, oh, you're too young. You got to do this and that first. And I tried the injections. I tried everything. Hopefully that works. Now that is something that they have started doing. I think not too long ago. When I say not too long ago, I'm not saying like last year, 2 years. It's something that's not been practicing for many years.
Yeah.
And I heard that they're getting a lot of good results off of it. Hopefully, you're one of them. So yes, hopefully that does work. Mort's just bought a T-shirt. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Crazy Witch. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Thank you. I'm really sorry to hear that about her. I mean, that's something. Me too, Sean. Lady Wolf. Doctors told my uncle a red surgery visual, which is in turn is why he took his life. Yeah. Uh, and so when they thought I broke my back, and that doctor came in the emergency room because I was on duty when it happened, and that doctor came in and he told me they found some spot or a spot. I forgot how many centimeters on my kidney. I actually told him what kidney. It was
Yeah.
funny. It was ironic, right? And it was the right kidney, by the way, since I said right. But they wanted to do a biopsy, and I'm like, no, if you're going to go in, let's go ahead and do the operation, figure out later what it is. And it ended up being small cell carcinoma. And if you
Ugh.
watch one of my shows, and if you know anything about cancer, that is the worst type of cancer that you could have.
Ugh.
And
My
the
God.
type of cancer that is on the kidneys with that type usually comes back into your lungs. And I was interviewing not a cancer. I was interviewing a psychic for a panel to become on the panel, and we were just having a normal conversation. And he told me, he's like, "Can you do me a favor?" He said, and this was during a live show. Just didn't know anything about me, and he said, "Can you stand up?" And I'm like, dude, and I'm thinking in my head, you must be a freak and must love bearded guys, right? I mean, you must be into guys, right? You know, and I'm of course Grizzly's thinking the worst. But anyway, so I did what he asked, and I stood up, and he was like, "You were sick as a child, and your lungs have scars on them, have nodes." And man, I mean, he got my attention. So every 9 months now it's a year now, I have to have an MRI CAT scan done on my internal organs, on my lungs, because when I was a child, I was very sick and
Mm.
my lungs are scarred. Now, with this type of cancer, I have these nodes on my lungs that show up as looks like little tumors. So they cannot determine if they're tumors or scar tissue on these tests. So that's why they have to do the imaging. They have to measure all these each time. So every 90 days, I have to do certain blood work, three different types of blood tests to make sure that I stay ahead of the game, that there's no
Mm.
type of cancer that can come back. How do we even get on this subject? I'm sorry.
I have no
Just quit.
idea.
I hope my surgery goes well in a few days. I do too. I don't see any problems with the surgery. I think you're going to benefit from it. I think you're going to be great.
Oh yeah,
I feel
it is
that
rebel.
your spirit guides and your guardian angels are going to be with you. Do
Oh
not
definitely.
fear it. You're stressing. You're causing more fear and anxiety on yourself, worrying about it, which you're like me.
I
And why
may.
am I doing another reading, Brian? Brian, you're supposed to be doing this, not me. Anyway, prayers to
I've
you,
got two
Twisted
mediums
Witch.
here.
Terrible how doctors don't think about how they speak to people. You know what? You're
I
right.
don't
And
care.
actually, Lady Wolf had that issue a month ago because I moved cities. I moved from Lexington, Kentucky, to backwoods, northern Kentucky, back to my hometown. And if you can understand the medical field, and when you go from one insurance company to workman's comp insurance company to another insurance company to switching doctors, right now switching doctors again, and you're in pain treatment and you're under certain medications and they pull your profile. I forgot what the software's called. I can't think right off the top of my head because I'm picking up a lot of energy, but it looks like you're doctor shopping. So yeah, yes, it's terrible. It's not like it was when we were younger. They actually care about you.
Yeah, I
Crazy
remember that.
Witch, Twisted Witch, hope so too. Sean, Stigmata they endured. Somebody in the audience, I know this is going to sound weird, is very nauseated right now. And Twisted Witch, is that you? Is like nauseated right now, like dizzy? I don't know why. It just like you popped in my head, and I got very nauseated. Like I was like nauseated, dizzy. Is this deja vu? Yes. I hate deja vu. It drives me crazy. Stingray, Irish Perps Maps of 1513 shows Dogman. I clicked off on it. Let me in South America. Yes, yes. And that's the thing. The old maps actually had that. Is this already broadcast earlier? No, this is a different one. So yes, this is. I'll keep you in my prayers. Sean, Lauren. Let's see here. The doctor that did my procedure has one of the best sign manners. That's great. Crazy
That's
Witch,
rare.
getting off here, everybody. Have a great night. Much love to y'all. Twisted Witch, yes. Okay, so that's why. Okay, all right. Just ask. That's all. So it's just weird because you came, your face that I'm seeing right now on the screen is what I pictured in my head, and I start feeling that like very, very bad. So I hope you get feeling better.
Yeah,
Bye,
me
Crazy
too.
Witch. See you on the next show. I was really fixing to get off because I was feeling bad. Yeah, it was like very bad. Yeah, I didn't feel very comfortable at all. Somehow I was in live chat, but I was earlier portions as a show. Well, I don't know. Deja vu, baby. You know what can I say? Twisted prayers and blessings. Down, yeah, Twisted Witch is not feeling good. Is your stomach upsetting as well, and twisting and turning?
Yeah,
This is where I don't. This is where I get nervous and I get scared because I don't like feeling this.
yeah, it could be that.
So Twisted Witch
Could be that
is
due to negative energy.
well. Lady Wolf says yes. She's feeling nauseous because she is worried. That's yeah, and we said that earlier, but I mean, this is like Twisted Witch. Relax, take a breath, babe. I know. Yes, you feeling okay.
That's
Uh,
good.
I am feeling what you're feeling, and I am a worry work person too. Okay, things are gonna be okay. It's scary. Okay, so it will. Everything's gonna be all right. Just hang in there. You got a good support team. Lauren, you can feel it too. Good. Okay. Zoe, hey, new here from the UK. Welcome. I love UK people. I love the accent.
So,
Lady
I like
Wolf,
it too.
everybody hugs and twists. Let me tell you something. Everybody send Twisted some good healing powers and some good
Healing
vibrations.
energy,
And
positive
yeah,
thoughts.
because you all did that the other night when I was feeling bad on the show, and I never cancel a show, and I was going to do that night, and it really helped me. Yeah, welcome, Zoe. I'm glad to have you on the show. Absolutely. But Lady Wolf, so I was feeling twisted. Wow, yeah. So see what I'm saying? Zoe, is there a message for me, please? Okay. I'm going to let Brian take this. Now, Zoe, how this thing works is what are you looking for? Uh, what is your question?
Can you link in?
What is your question, Zoe?
Uh,
Healing Vibes been sent. I sent mine. Yes. Yeah, I was really bad, Lady Wolf. I remember that. Yeah, I was. Yeah. And it was amazing because I was telling Sonia, is when you all was sending the vibrations and everything. I actually was my body was tingling, and I
really?
had warm sensations, and that scared me because I've really never experienced that before. So, does she still need my help? Everybody needs help.
Yeah.
So, what is your question, Zoe? What is their message for? Does she still need my help? Who is she? Help us out here, Zoe.
I'm getting up with Zoe. I don't know if it's a letter or a bill or something that she just received.
Well, I was about to say before Zoe put that on there, it's somebody that's crossed over, has asked for help. And I think that just confirmed what I was picking up on. And I'm not, and Zoe doesn't know me. So, Zoe, you can take that with a grain of salt or not. But I was picking that up before you put that out there. So, I don't know. Evidently, you've been working with somebody that's crossed over. And I can tell you this, if you have been, don't stop. Sometimes that it takes more than one try or trying to help people that's crossed, to help people to understand or to get them to go to where they need to go. So you make me scratch my head on that. I don't know why I'm scratching my head. Are you scratching your head? So what, tell me more about this lady in the house, because now you don't see any of those comments. Really? Hopefully nothing's crashing. Yeah, so Zoe asked, does the lady in the house still need my help? Sean, I'm seeing a chalky green color around Zoe like walls. And now this is where I need to learn my chakra colors and in my aura colors. I don't have my charts. I have to Google them. And I usually have to bring them up because when I used to see them on people, I didn't know what they meant. Hey, Luna, welcome to the show. Welcome back.
Yeah. Well, this lady in the house now, I feel that she passed from something that has to do with I think it has something to do with the heart and that. But I feel this lady she's actually more concerned about you than she is about, leaving. Because I feel that you like I said, you found something, oh, it's a letter or a bill or what it is, and you're very worried about it. And she's trying to tell you, don't worry about it, and that you're looking at something the wrong way or something, and that and this lady now, I think once you get this resolved, whatever it is, then she'll think, okay, got it resolved, okay, I can move on. So I don't feel that she's grounded. I feel she's kind of giving you a little bit of help in her own way. So I don't feel anything negative about her, and that you may think that she's trapped, but I don't feel that she is personally, and that she's just kind of giving you an encouragement. At least that's the feeling I'm getting with that. Yeah, I get, but there's something else. There's something that you have that you're worried about. I'll show a letter or something. I have no idea what it is.
So Zoe said, I was told I have the gift and she needs my help.
Oh, okay.
So this is where it goes back to somebody has abilities that they don't know about, and the people that's crossed over knows, and they're asking for help.
Yeah, they're.
So is this a family member?
One needs the other.
Zoe, is this a family member or is this somebody that owned the house prior?
This person in spirit is very proud, like it's hard to communicate with.
You had a vision of her.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Was you awake when you had a vision, or was this in a dream? Lived in the area. Wow. Now this is of her death. Man, we got a lot of people that has abilities in the chat tonight. This is awesome because I am picking up a lot of energy from people. So this is very amazing. This is something that I really haven't really experienced before like this. So that's why I kind of turned red a few times and kind of got quiet. Lived in the area, I think, her death. Has a
I said
protective
even
angel with
awake.
him.
Sorry.
Not asleep, but awake.
Okay, that's an actual apparition.
Yeah, so that
Person's strong.
so that tells me that the person that's going to Zoe wants them to help her out. So she has something that she needs to get out to somebody.
Yeah.
So, Zoe, do you have abilities? Are you an empath or an intuitive or anything? Does somebody in your family have the abilities prior?
Or
This
she
is new to me,
sends out
Zoe. So
to her.
I don't know much about this. This is all new to me.
Yeah. Or do you do those
Brian's
thought
the expert.
transference?
So
You know, you send out thoughts and he sends thoughts out to you. 'Cause that's how I communicate with my guide. Yeah, sending thoughts out to this lady, and then she'll send thoughts back. That's how they do, almost like telepathy.
Zoe's been told I do. So what are
Yeah.
you picking up on Zoe?
Well, I'm getting that that she's trying to communicate, but not on the right wavelength. Like she's still trying to learn how to communicate, and then or she's just being introduced to how to communicate, where and how. Sometimes through meditation, that actually is a good way to connect.
Thank you everybody that supports me in ordering shirts and
Not
merchandise
only, not
that
only,
actually supports me in the show and my endeavors. I just want to thank
and
you all. Much love. I greatly appreciate that very much. Lauren needs to open up to the spirit guide for guidance. Need to help go with
yep,
what feels right. Yeah,
yep,
absolutely.
yep.
So I know exactly what you're
The
talking
fear of
about.
the
I feel
unknown.
the same way. I'm scared.
Yep, meditation.
I'm the same way. I'm not so open about it either. If you were to see me on my other shows, it it is scary. I'm still scared about it. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, being scared is normal. That means that you're human.
Yeah, but so I'm a reverend, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a certified reverend, and this is where it kind of gets weird for me. But no, Zoe, you're fine. Uh,
Yep. And if you have any
you're in the
questions,
right
you want to talk
place.
to us one on one, you
You're
know, and
right.
we're
Do me a
welcome.
favor. Go to your comment section and put out your Facebook group so I can post it out here so everybody can reach you, Brian. So I can
Okay.
copy and paste it.
But don't forget
See,
my messenger thing is still blocked.
yeah, but how can they reach you right now? Type that in so I can copy and paste it.
Okay.
That way I
Okay.
could,
I'll put it in private chat.
yeah, put it in the private chat and I'll post it out there for everybody for you.
Okay. I'll post. Do you want me to post our group or our page?
Whatever you want to put, you can put both if you want.
Okay. I'll put in the page.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hold on a second here.
Lauren, it sounds like you and I need to talk. It sounds like you are a lot further in the process than a lot of people. I would love to talk to you one on one, maybe see if you're interested in working on some code cases and missing person cases. And
I'll put
so
it. I'll put it in mine as well.
there we
There.
go. This is one way you can get a hold of everybody. And And what I'll do too is next time before we come on is I'll make a couple of banners at the bottom to where they could. I just put that back to you. But hold on, let me send it to them. So there we go. And this way everybody can click on it, and that way they can get a hold of you and Derek and them. So, but no, you know, it is a scary thing learning this, and Zoe not having somebody there to hold your hand. Thankfully, I've got a woman that I'm seeing that is a psychic medium, and that helps me. And
Well, that's
and
beautiful.
sometimes I just turns it off and just don't want to mess with it at all. But tonight it just came out a lot. So,
And I'm glad it did too.
yeah, it still makes me nervous. You're supposed to be doing all this, not me.
Yeah, I better get off in a few minutes.
I know it's getting late.
I know. I'm completely drained. But I'll tell you one thing: I have never had so much fun with, and also helping these beautiful people in chat. You know, like this is the highlight of my day is helping these beautiful people, as well as being on the show. You know, like I can do this for a living. I love it so much.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Lady Love Grizzly, that's what I've been reading someone, needing someone to guide me. Yeah, you know how to get a hold of me. Get a hold of me. I'll hook you up with some people. Lauren, sometimes you have to turn it off to take a break. Absolutely. Follow me now on
light
Facebook.
switch.
So, yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad that Brian filled in for Derek. Hopefully, Derek gets feeling better.
It was an honor.
So I could have went to the panel and got anybody, but for some reason, I thought Brian would be a good fit and give him an opportunity to come on board and introduce
And I was
him.
blessed and honored.
So, and it was an honor to having you, and I greatly appreciate it. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, you know, don't ever feel like that you can't come on our show or anything like that, and you know, talk about things. And
Well, very well. I love you too.
so,
I hope you're feeling better.
but you know, speak what you want. You know, we're not here. We're not going to judge anybody. But thank you, Lauren. I really appreciate that. You know, I always send love, delight to everybody. You know, but that's the way to be in life. And I didn't mean to go on a spiel in the beginning of the show about how to treat people, but I just wanted to get off my chest because life's too short. Hey, Terry. Welcome to the show. Make sure and go back and rewind. And ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow I have everything uploaded for all the audio people. Don't forget, if you need anything, you can always find me, Grizzly on the Hunt, anywhere on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm everywhere. Next time we'll have maybe we'll just have an open mic night. Just have everybody come on and
that's
talk.
Cool.
And tell their own stories. But from coast to coast, ladies and gentlemen, around the world, this is Grizzly and who? Yeah, you're supposed to say Brian.
Oh, sorry, and I'm kind of tired. And Brian.
That's right. Yeah, Lady Wolf. I'm glad somebody loves some Grizzly. But yes, everywhere and anywhere, that's awesome bread. That's right. You always break that bread with some awesome awareness. Absolutely. Thank you guys. And beard. I thought that's what you meant, but I just wanted to make sure and said bread.
Yeah, got two beards.
You know, I got to turn my beard cam back on. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Hopefully y'all have a good night. And God bless you all. And we'll see you on the next side. Take care. Bye.
It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No. We're gonna watch and listen.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, shit, should we run?
No.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, should we run?
Okay. It's a grizzly.
Are you sure it's not a chipmunk? Action. No, I'm out of here. Action.
It's a grizzly.
I'm out of here.
Huh. Maybe it is a chipmunk. It's a grizzly.
Are we gonna die?
I don't know. We're just gonna sit here and listen and watch.
Let's get out of here, maybe.
Fall!